Good morning, people. I hope you can hear me on this phone thing. I'm sitting here perched for a reason. People, their stuff. Um, so just want to tell you guys a little story about venturing and people and God and stuff and stuff. Yeah, of course, always stuff. Because that's all it is. What is the ultimate question? Definitely, it is what it is. And think about the question what, how is a what, why is a what, who was a what, where is a what, all is a what is the I of I am, and the is what it is, and the snake that travels up the I is what makes the is. There's an east and west devices. The gate itself is the question, and the answer is always what it is. So, anyway, throughout my journey, I've had people who can see already, and they can see my wings. All right, my wings are extremely particular. And I know those who can see because they can describe them. And it is a very random event, especially when you live 40 years and you meet people on your 40 years path, and they're all different random times of random things, but the odds, you calculate the odds of people describing them as, as what they look like. So, interestingly, what are the odds of calculation of many things? And I'm sure you find that along your journey too, especially those who are on the mission for real. You'll find people randomly that you come across in your whole life, they look at you in a specific way. Especially with this up here. People who can see that. I don't know if you can see mine, but you should do. And you would if you did, But, yeah, they can see. So, it's interesting the people things and people what they ask and things like that is actually very confusing to me, because they ask me and they ask the universe and they ask, but sometimes they answer their own questions, which is funny. It is very funny that when they ask the question, inside the middle of the sentence of the question they ask is the answer. I find that happens a lot, especially lately. Also, I feel like maybe before you ask, you should know exactly what you desire, what you want in the first place. And when people say things like the answer cannot be spoken, it can only be realized, and so it'll be realized, like smoke and mirrors. Right now we got that going in the atmosphere. If nobody has noticed, this fire makes smoke, ice makes crystal mirrors that reflect in the sky, that makes twinkles of twinkles and little shimmers of What can be utilized in this situation of the environmental issue we got going right now? I wonder what could be utilized. There's a whole lot of clear land at a Pacific spot. There's a whole lot of clearing under smoke. There's a whole lot of cover up in the ice in the sky. Every direction points to a point in the ground. Interesting. It's interesting. Interesting also that you can pump oil from Alaska to Texas, but you can't pump water from the ocean to LA. Interesting, huh? Anyway, where's my book at? Perch like a bird, birdie, 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 perching like a bird. Did you know also my God has 3 heads? Not my God, but my higher self, who is me, has 3 heads. It's interesting. Oh. Here we go, from the powers to the powers, a message to the powers, the 7 powers. You know who you are. You powers actually do, but you have forgotten, have the power to you have a dominion over the principalities, but you have forgotten this. You have the right to command, but they made you forget. And I have a little bit of info here. Deliverer of the angel Elohim, deliverer of the pillar of the cloud, to the highest powers, the most powerful, the most glorious, the host of Israel, understand the power of the Lord, divide understanding. That's for somebody out there. Yes. But so down to, by the strength of the powers, the 7 angels of you, people that I speak to, cast down to judgment. Okay. Rise up to separate the understanding. The secret is not being thus, however, upon the path after. Bind strength with strength and fire with fire, thus consume all the universe. From the destruction of all the universe is desolate, not being able to make action. The nation is destroyed by the power, however, now reach to receive therein also the goodness of evil, and judgment of compassion, love and hatred, war and peace, also healing and removing of evil spirits from the power of images and from the power of intelligence at the gates existing by them. They're Athem. They're Athem. They're Athem. By the gates. Anyway. Free. Every king of the world listens to sound. Give the 3 scriptures. 3. Understanding in order of to separate the 2 measures. 2. The 2 measures of powers. The measure of The measure is weak. Being above and end below. Beginning above and end below. Above and end below. Yeah, I was actually talking to a friend last night about this curiosity of how it starts from the top and then goes down. Now, negative ley lines. Interesting. And positive ley lines now. Those positive ley lines that if you're on the earth, you're on the ley line, the positive ley lines come from the earth and rise up, which is interesting. Now, of course, the light of the torus, so it's pretty much which keeps us stuck here on the planet with gravity. Also a gravitational force, but this force is also a force field of interesting light. Light is just information. This light is portal of travel of many things. But anyway, so kind of made me figure the negative ley lines goes from above to below, but still if you're on a negative ley line, you still get your things like the Indian graveyards. They plant their evil people and you're not supposed to cross over this land that the Native Americans put there. Why are you not supposed to cross? Because they can attach themselves from you and drag themselves out. Now, these negative ley lines, they pull down into the earth, and so if they bury their evil dead there, the ley lines and the light will keep them drawn down inside. And that's why you're not supposed to cross. Because sometimes your light in your aura is the crossroads of this light. These crossroads are what they attach them to you, especially when you have a particular attitude. Anyway. Altitude, multitude, longitude, latitude. Anyway, but it must happen first in the spiritual realm, so they say, before it happens in the physical. So, with that concept there, you answer your own question of this. If it happens up there, then it happens first, then it happens down here. It happens, as I just read this in the book. It happens up there, it begins up there, and ends down here. So, therefore, who writes the timeline? Who actually puts it on the torus of this huge net that we're surrounded in? Huge net of light. Within our little net of light, and our even littler net of light. There's so many nets of lights. Anyway. Spiritual warfare. It's like a immune system for, pretty much immune system. But there's cancer cells. And I was seeing, how the immune system cannot fight cancer cells because cancer cells are natural to the body. And what it is, all right, whenever the seventh fractile, everything breaks off of the 666 fractile of carbon. This is carbon. You're turning into crystallized, all right? So it's different for people who are turning into crystallized, but those who are carbon and those who are changing into this crystallized, you might find yourself growing in this situation, strangely. So it breaks off at the seventh branch. This is the 144 of the pi and phi calculated seventh branch. Now, when things fractile off the seventh branch, but it will grow naturally into the shape and form of perfection that we are in the perfect tree. But all things are not perfect. Some things get broken. Some trees get stepped on, they get a little bent here and there, even though, like, you can look down a tree line and all trees are the same. They just turn just a little bit, but they're the same. And you can see it. You can see it when you look at nature. All things are the same. They just tell a slightly different story as it goes along. But something might come along and step on that fool. So, yeah. This is Clavis Davis. This is my temperance stick. Anybody who knows who Clavis Davis is knows. Anyway. But Cancer will break off at 8. It'll break off at 5. It'll break off at anything. So this dysfunctional fractile is what causes the tumor, which causes the cancer, and it causes the spread. And the immune system can't fight it because it's a natural fractile break. So even in the mind, as small fractile conformity of the light that which enters your mind, when it breaks off into, now once you realize something is a lie, this gap that was once truth, that was once light, is now a lie, and it gets empty. And what happens when that gap gets empty in your mind? That little circle which holds that information, that is your gap. What happens when it turns from truth to a lie? It fucking gets fucking frazzled, alright? And every single branch on that branch, motherfucker, gets blocked. It's all blocked. So what you gotta do is you gotta fill this motherfucker up with the truth, and begin it to make light again. And once you make that lie a truth, it will open up all this in your mind, and it will flood, and you'll feel it, and it'll be like a purge. And this is what the purge is in the mind scientifically. So this is science. This is truth. All right. So you have to, because once you find out a lie, a big lie, like say you loved your father and you always looked up to your father was a good man, but then you find out it's a lie, all this about your father, all this memory, all this calculations, all this adding and blah, 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 it turns in all of it into a lie. So you got to fill it up with truth, and then it will fractile and it will bleed out. This light will flow, and the truth will go, and truth, and it'll be so overwhelming. But it happens, and it must happen. All right. And if you don't, you'll fill it up. It'll be empty, and you'll feel the gap, and you'll feel this emptiness inside of you, and you don't know how to feel it. So people feel it with drugs. People feel it with alcohol. People will feel it with anything they motherfucking can to consume, and feel this empty gap that they don't know they got because it came from a lie. It came from a lie. All right. So, neurology. Yeah, science. It's just like on Doctor Strange. It's like, what if I could told you that you can heal, cells heal when they, in a particular type of way, because they're programmed to heal in that particular type of way. But you can program yourself to heal and grow and be something else, because you can program it too. All right? This is not just the mind, but this is a mind. This is a mind, this is a mind too. They all have these membranes. Boys have it in something else, if you know what I mean. That little membrane that thinks. All right? It does think. It can talk to you. So, and us women have a pituitary gland, not just here. No, women have it down there too. Boys have a membrane down there. We have a pituitary psychic gland. We have two. Women have two. Know that. All right? And that psychic lower chakra, all right? And if you think some people out there, a lot of us, when we are on a spiritual warpath, but we don't know this thing, there's this thing called a spiritual dart that the other side of the darkness will throw at you, spit at you. Even if you don't know it, it might happen in some kind of spiritual battle when you're young and you don't even know what happens, but there's a spiritual dart. It can go straight into your back, and a lot of people have it. I had one for a very long time. All right, very long time. And people who can see, and you can see my wings, people who can really see, sees the spiritual dart. Some people have it. If you're having a really fucking hard time with that lower fucking chakra getting it activated from the spine below, from that solar plex down, you might have a spiritual dart in you. Just saying. I know that people don't even think like something like that would ever exist, but it does. And it's in part of spiritual warfare. If you want to get it removed, you got to go find a shaman. I'm sorry, but you're going to need some fucking help with that one. Okay? You can't do it on your own. That's not something you can do on your own. Okay? I don't care how big of a fucking angel you are. Sometimes you need fucking help. Sometimes you need information. And I'm going to have to go tell the stars above that, hey, oh shit, I remember that now. Wait a minute, I just remembered something. Anyway, that's something of interest. Anyway. That is something of interest and no concern. No concern. Anyway, I gotta go be a mummy and get back to being myself. And just enjoying. Anyway, so I hope you understand about that gap thing. It's very important. Definitely, if you want to actually mentally heal, this is one part of reason. You have to figure out which big fucking lie that you got in your head that's just a lie. It's kind of like Lucifer being just a lie. All that crap. I mean, just a lie. It's all a fucking lie, and that twisted fucking lie. It's just like scapegoat pointing fingers. It's just like, let's give this entity a nickname and turn it into Satan. We'll point motherfucking fingers at it. Yeah. Yes, people are so funny. Funny. Lucifer is just a nickname. Dumbass. People out there. You guys make things into things. You guys have the power to actually create the devil himself and give it a fucking name. Fuckers. You ain't gonna change me for shit. There's a reason why I have done what I've done and been where I've been. Keep me safe from fucking being tainted from your fucking lies. Twists and turns and turning of magic. Your dumb magic that you stupid people think you can do, man. Lord, destroy yourselves. But you don't care if you destroy yourselves. Some, not you guys, but they don't care that they destroy themselves. They don't. Just saying. They will consume, and they don't care if the light goes away. Why? Because they're a very, very, very young breed of beings, all right? And they're very, very stupid. Just saying, my battery is low. Anyway, they're dumb. Okay, that's why they gotta steal all the inventions from you. That's why they gotta make themselves feel fucking higher than you, even though they steal from you. Okay, they're just maggots. They're a young breed of fucking things, even though they're a very, very, very old virus. But they still. Anyway, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, I know exactly what I'm gonna tell them now. Yep. Anyway, have a beautiful day on this lovely, lovely Friday. If you were me, I'm gonna go underneath a blanket for the next 3 days and purge and fast whatever the fuck else I got fucking chained down on my fucking chains and this little ball that I'm fucking holding. So, anyway, God bless y'all. Love you.